I do not need to tell you or explain to you what is about to happen tomorrow. I don't want you to imagine yourself here in Vancouver. Rather, I want you to imagine yourself in a distant land, in a distant time. The day of Ashura in the land of Karbala. And not only on the day before Ashura, I want to take you to the day of Ashura. It's going to be very heavy on the heart, so I want you to, as I always ask you, close your eyes and bow your heads. Close your eyes, bow your heads, and come with me to this land of Karbala as we are going to the worst and most heartbreaking moment in all of history. And that comes after Imam Hussein alayhi salam is left all alone. He has no one beside him. He looks out toward the desert and he sees that all of his Ansar are fallen upon the ground, scattered their bodies. Those people he once knew, like Habib and Zuhair and Burair, all of them scattered across the lands of Karbala, lifeless corpses. When he calls out, "Is there anyone to help me?" it's as if I can see the corpse of Habib starts to shake. As if he's saying, "How I wish I could come back to life and defend my master who right now is left all alone." He looks toward the earth and he sees the young Qasim is no longer there. He sees Ali Akbar's body left stranded on the floor, and he sees the place where he just buried his 6-month-old infant Ali Asghar. He heads out toward the battle. After he bids farewell to the woman, and he fights valiantly. They say he killed perhaps hundreds, until the arrows overcame our master. They say every inch of his body had an arrow pierced inside it. And he falls to the floor. And who comes to him? The most cursed person in history, perhaps, Shimr ibn al-Jawshar. And he sits upon the chest of our beloved Imam Hussein. And he unsheathes his sword. And he's ready to cut the throat of the son of Rasulullah. It's here that Zainab comes running out from the tents. It's here that Zainab comes running out from the tents, crying, "Leave my brother alone." And every eye that exists in Karbala and outside of Karbala, on the earth and in the heavens, turns to who? Jibraeel. And it's as if they beg Jibraeel to come down and protect their master Hussein. For as Shimr's sword, for the blood of Ali sings, every eye turns to look at Jibraeel's wings. As Shimr's sword, for the blood of Ali sings, every eye turns to look at Jibraeel's wings. They say, protect him, with your 2 wings protect him. But when the dust of war had settled, and every man had battled for Hussein, everybody lies there torn over their sons. You'll see that mothers mourn, none remain. Only remains Shimr's sword. Only remains Shimr's sword, so thirsty for divine blood, so insane, and all watch as its blade rests upon the holiest neck, and they complain. All watch as its blade rests upon the holiest neck, and they complain. They say, "O Jibraeel, O you who wish to be the 6th of 5, fold up your wings and toward the earth dive. Rescue him, with your 2 wings protect him." The prophets, they watch in shock. The prophets, they watch in shock as Shimr and his sword mock Muhammad. The prophets, they watch in shock as Shimr and his sword mock Muhammad. In anguish toward their Lord, for his protection they called, and tears were shed, holding their tears in their palms to wiping Jibraeel's arms. You'll see the angels were led. "Oh Jibraeel," they all cried. "Oh Jibraeel," they all cried. "How often have your wings dried the blood that he bled?" Jibraeel finds himself by prophets surrounded, as at the chest of Hussein Shimr's sword pounded. Jibraeel finds himself by Prophet surrounded, as at the chest as Hussein, Shimar's sword pounded. They say, defend him, with your two wings protect him. It's a sight that no one can bear. It's a sight that no one can bear. It makes angels wish to tear off their eyes. Every angel turns away. Every angel turns away. To Jibraeel their gazes sway, and they tell him there he lies. You stand as a mighty mountain. You stand as a mighty mountain. When collapsed has this Hussein, and he cries. You stand as a mighty mountain. When collapsed has this Hussein, and he cries. Your wings from Allah are a gift. In your wings his body lift up to the skies. O mountain, raise that body that is frail. O mountain, raise that body that is frail. Upon Muhammad the horses wish to trample. Embrace him, with your two wings protect him. Arrives the angel of death. Arrives the angel of death. From his grief he's out of breath, and he speaks. He says, O Jibraeel, it is time. O Jibraeel, it is time. As the seconds in this crime become weeks, imprisons me my duty. The angel of death says, imprisons me my duty. The tears I weep are mighty on my cheeks. Will you embrace your power? Every soul for your answer they wait and seek. The weight of duty, it crushes my shoulders. Approaches our beloved Yazid soldiers. Fight for him, with your two wings protect him. In the place of hands that fell, grew the wings of an angel, and he comes, Abbas. In the place of hands that fell, grew the wings of an angel, and he comes. The lion of might and zeal, a child from what he feels he becomes. He says, Jibraeel, I am the moon. He says, Jibraeel, I am the moon. I can't protect from my tomb Ali's sons. I have wings, but they don't let. I have wings, but they don't let. Abbas, his master, protects, and death hums. I hear death singing the name of my master. He says, do what I can't and protect my brother. He says, I hear death singing the name of my master. Do what I can't and protect my master, protect my brother. Run to him with your two wings, protect him. Then Jibraeel hears a voice that breaks his heart. Then Jibraeel hears a voice. She says, I am Zainab. You have no choice but to protect him. Then Jibraeel hears a voice. She says, I am Zainab. You have no choice but to protect him. I am the mother of sorrow. And the pains of my tomorrow, they sing a hymn. I know that if Shimmer cuts his head, centuries of hurt and dread it will bring. In one wing, his head you can hold, and his body you will fold in one wing. In one wing, his head you'll hold, and his body you'll fold in one wing. To the heavens with this sight you shall return, and your wings the pain of anguish will burn. Surround him, with your two wings protect him. Jibraeel folds his wings and he dives. He folds his wings and he dives. Armored against swords and knives, he's plated. He plunges toward the earth. As Shimmer upon Ali's worth is weighted, but he cuts his neck from vein to vein. He cuts his neck from vein to vein. By the devil's sword Hussein is greeted. Jibraeel's wings, they arrive late, and Hussein's head Yazid plate awaited. Jibraeel, he arrives late, and Hussein's head by Yazid's plate is awaited. With his 2 wings, Jibraeel strikes his head. With his 2 wings, Jibraeel strikes his head, and he sees Zainab mourning, just like him, just ahead. He says, forgive me, tell your brother to forgive me. He says, forgive me, tell your brother to forgive me. Assalamu alayka ya Mawlai, ya Aba Abdul Hussein. Aflaha man salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.